Hey guys, this is JJ Andy from Crypto Grinders, and today we have Yoav from PumaPay. Hey Yoav, can you give a shout out to our audience here?
Hi everyone, thanks for having me. Nice being here.
All right, okay Yoav, can you tell us a little bit more about PumaPay?
Yes, PumaPay is a payment protocol on top of the blockchain, and we are trying to combine the benefits of blockchain together with the flexibility and ease of use of payment cards, credit cards, debit cards, and to create a new payment solution for the future.
Okay, so with that being said, what is the business model? Is it more for the merchants? Is it more for the consumers? Where are we heading to? Or what is the focus? Yeah.
Let's take a step back to ancient history. Almost a year ago, when the blockchain revolution came about, we tried to see how this technology can benefit us in our businesses. And our businesses were high transaction volume, mainly high-risk online businesses, adult entertainment, forex, gaming, etc. And when we analyzed our business and other businesses, other sectors, we realized that eventually we are a payment processing engine. Okay, so this payment processing engine, in our case, can be wrapped as a adult entertainment product, or as a forex product, or gaming product. But eventually, it's all about processing. And all the processing that we do and that we did since the onset many, many years ago, when you look at it, eventually you end up with a plastic card. The plastic card that I have in my pocket, and I see that everybody else has in their pockets. And although these cards, they work, they are not optimal. And especially they were not designed for online use. Credit cards were invented in the 50s of the previous century, and they pose many problems for merchants, especially in online settings. Meaning, first of all, the processing of cards, since it's a centralized network like Visa and MasterCard and Amex, they're all centralized networks, then they're setting the prices and they're setting the rules. And the prices usually is to their benefit. So, and merchants have very little negotiation power. So merchants can find themselves pay anything between 2.5% to up to sometimes 15%.
Right.
In some settings. And even if you think that 2% is, it's not that bad for processing payments, if you look at a merchant that have a profit margins of 10%, which is nice, then 2% is 20% out of their profits. So it's substantial. So this is one thing, the costs. Then you have the problem of settlement times. While the credit card network, they take the money from the customer immediately, the merchant will receive it after days or even sometimes after 2-3 weeks. So there is a cash flow issue. And most of all, one of the biggest problems that we recognize as a high-risk, high-transaction volume payment process business is the problem of chargebacks. Chargebacks, for anyone who is not familiar, is when you do a deal online, when the card is not present when the deal is done, okay, it's called card not present, CNP. Then the customer has up to 6 months where he can call his bank and say, listen, I didn't do this transaction. And I lost the card, my dog did the transaction, or whatever. And according to the credit card network's rules, the bank will take the money from the merchant's account and will give it back to the customer, no question asked. So the merchant, sometimes they already provided the service, and sometimes it's a fraud. I mean, no one stole his card, and the dog really didn't do the transaction. He did the transaction, but his wife just realized that he did the transaction on an adult entertainment website, and he's, someone stole my card. So it's a fraud, and the merchant, now they can dispute, and they can go to the bank and say, no, listen, but then they have to prove it. They have to invest the time and the money in order to get the money back. Then the credit card networks, they have a threshold. If you cross a certain threshold of, say, 1% per month or 1.5%, depending on the network, and you stay above this threshold for a few months, they can just terminate your account and throw you out of business, which is crazy. Then they fine you for each such chargeback. You pay $100 fee. So not only you lost the money that you got, and you lost the service that you provided, you also pay a fine and you have a risk of losing the business, okay? So to prevent that, merchants, they employ either third-party companies or other solutions that cost money in order to prevent and to fight this. But also, in the process, they have a lot of false positive, and they lose real sales in order to keep the charges below the threshold. And there was a recent study that I read, I think it was by Juniper, if I'm not mistaken, that in 2018 alone, online merchants are expected to suffer losses of $70 billion due to card not present fraud. So this is a very, very big problem. Now, if you look at the blockchain, and this is what we the blockchain has a very good potential, especially for the chargebacks. The transactions, immediate, immutable, everything is on the blockchain, no problem. However, so far, we haven't seen any real payment solution on the blockchain. If you look at Bitcoin, for example, Bitcoin is a very good store of value, apparently, but it's not a very good means of payment. You cannot go to the coffee shop downstairs to the grocery store and pay with Bitcoin. It will take 1 hour to settle, and the cost will be more than what you bought. So we took a step back from our business, and we thought we have a very good opportunity here to really change something in the payment ecosystem and to build a real solution that will benefit everyone with the merchants at the center, with the focus on the merchants and trying to solve the merchants' pains.
All right. So now that ICO have ended, what is the immediate task for the tech team for PumaPay?
So the ICO has ended more than 2 months ago on May 7th. And we have raised $117 million, which made us, back then we were the 7th largest ICO. I think that now that we have EOS, we are the 8th or 9th, but still it's major. And according to our roadmap, we want to create recurring payments over the Ethereum network by Q3 this quarter, Q3 2018. And this is what the programmers were busy doing. They created this. Now it's in testing phase. We finalized it 2 days ago. It's in testing. And very soon, and we're also, of course, developed the wallet app to support recurring payments, and the SDK that will allow merchants to integrate with it. And we believe that within 2-3 weeks, anyone will be able to integrate with the protocol and start doing recurring payments on blockchain.
Right. Wow. Okay. So can you please elaborate more on how PumaPay, intends to execute recurring payments? So you mentioned recurring payments. How is it done?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I want again to take a step back and say that recurring payments is not the only thing that we're going to do. Recurring payments, when we say that we want to combine the flexibility and the ease of use of credit cards together with the advantages of the blockchain. If you look at the blockchain, one of the major problems that they possess, all cryptocurrencies, they allow only one type of transaction, and this is the push transaction. Okay, where I type in your address and I send the funds to you. But this is very limited, and this is not how payments in the real world works. And for example, if you try to imagine subscribing to a magazine or to your gym with Bitcoin, not very possible. So we created the unique architecture of smart contracts that inverses the mechanic of the transaction and allow you as a merchant to connect to me as a customer, to my wallet, and subject to pre-approved terms and conditions, you can pull funds from my wallet. And the way it works, we create a set of, we call them authorizers, which are smart contracts. And for example, you create a set of authorizers, they create a pool contract. So a pool contract is built of authorizers. So for example, you want to create a recurring billing pool contract. So we take one authorizer for a currency. You say US dollar. One authorizer for amount, say 295. One authorizer for recurrence, say once every month. And another authorizer for a number of periods, say 12. Okay? And the last authorizer obviously will be your address. Then whenever you send a request, once I approve this, whenever you send a request, your request will be checked against all the authorizers that you mentioned. And if you try to pull the amount that you said, in the currency you said, in the time interval that you said, and you didn't exceed the total number that you said you will pull from me, then it's approved and you get the funds.
Right, okay. So since PumaPay is actually based on ERC20 token, right? And it wants to facilitate fast payments, the team actually asked and want to know how will PumaPay solve the issue of scalability that, Ethereum blockchain also have this issue. So how is PumaPay attempting to solve the issue of scalability?
Yeah, so we are currently an ERC token, and currently the protocol is indeed on Ethereum, but this is temporary.
Right.
And we are doing some feasibility tests and looking into many other blockchain projects that are commercial grade, third generation projects, blockchains, which eventually we will develop the final version of the protocol on these blockchains. We haven't decided yet. I assume that we will decide in the coming weeks, but more likely than not, the final version of the protocol will not be on Ethereum. On Ethereum, for us, it's more like a proof of concept. Just, for the problems that you mentioned, we're all familiar with.
Right. Okay. So when it comes to mainstream adoption or even customers who want to purchase PumaPay so that we could go through that recurring payment, they want to pay for their services. So where could we actually obtain PumaPay tokens?
So we are going to be listed on exchanges in the coming weeks. I don't know to say exactly when and where.
Sure.
But obviously it will be published on our Telegram and on our website. And this is where people will be able to buy the tokens.
Right, okay. So let's talk about utility then. So if let's say a particular service or a product is pegged at a certain price, right? So then I'll be paying a certain amount of PumaPay tokens every month, right? Let's say it's a recurring payment, right? So is it true or is it wise to say that every month you're kind of paying a different amount of PumaPay tokens? Because even though the dollar value remains the same, you're actually paying, sometimes it could be less, sometimes it could be more because of the volatility of the market. Am I right to say something like that? Does it make sense?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Currently, at least at the current setting, yes, there is the issue of volatility, which is an inherent issue for all cryptocurrencies.
Yep.
But, and for this, I have to say a few things. First of all, product-wise, we allow, and again, keep in mind that we're looking from the merchant's perspective, mostly. Obviously, we're trying to be user-friendly. But for the merchants, we're going to create some product or some service that will allow them to hedge the volatility in some way.
Okay.
For customers in the wallet, we're going to add the notifications. So, for example, if you have if you're left with 1,000 Pumas in your wallet, and you have a recurring payment, and the price of the Puma went up, and you need more tokens, you will have a notification, let's say 24 hours before, that hey, get some PumaPay tokens. Or you will also be able to add the automatic conversion, for example, just an idea.
Right.
Second, our analysis shows that most of the volatility in the crypto markets is due to the lack of uncertainty, especially the regulatory uncertainty. And I believe that as we progress into the future, as regulators will, make up their minds of how to treat cryptocurrencies, eventually volatility will go down, because once they set the rules for everyone, and they will set the rules in such a way that they will throw away all the scammers and all the bad projects, and will keep only the good projects and the real usable products, then volatility will go down a little bit.
Right.
And last, I think that even though we may see high volatility at the beginning in PumaPay, I believe that as we create more usability, as we bring more businesses and we bring more consumers to use it, I think that we will see the volatility goes down to some extent.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about roadmaps, okay, and key partnerships, right? The exciting part. So the roadmap actually ends at 2019. So can you share with us a little bit about how you envision PumaPay to be, 2020 moving forward?
Yeah, so we want by Q1 2019, we want to deliver the final version of the protocol as we described it in the white paper that enables all the different payment methods that are described there, which is not only recurring payments, it's also a pay-per-use, pay-per-time, direct debit, restricted payment, shared payments. There are many types of payments that we want to create there. And by then we will also deliver the latest version of the wallet that will support all this and the latest version of the SDK. Thereafter, our work will be, first of all, to enhance and expand and add and upgrade, but mostly to develop the ecosystem. Currently, so far, we have brought over 50 early adopters, which are 50 businesses that have agreed to integrate with the protocol once it is launched. We plan, we're working very hard to bring this number to 250 by Q 2019 when we launch it. Thereafter, it will be our job to increase it to 500, 1,000 to 2,000, and also to start pushing the solution to consumers, to crypto holders. So eventually, at some point, we will reach a tipping point where a network effect will be created and it will start grow by itself.
Right, okay. So when it comes to payment ecosystem itself, are you planning to integrate any other tokens into for use with PumaPay?
The current version, and as we currently see it, the PMA tokens is the only way of transferring value over the protocol. However, we are looking into some ideas, and this is out of the scope of the white paper. This is for after Q119, more upgrade. So we are looking into ideas of how to make the protocol more blockchain agnostic, and perhaps integrate with more than one blockchain, and perhaps allow it to use other currencies. But these are currently just ideas, and we're not there yet.
Okay, so final question, Yoav. What are some of the key partnerships coming up?
Well, first of all, I suggested all your audience, if they haven't done so already, go to our website and see the list of all the 50 plus partners that we currently have, like Fashion TV, like Vivid, Rent24, that there are many of them. There are at least 3 very major partnerships that are going to be announced in the coming weeks.
Wow.
So I suggest everyone to stay tuned to our Telegram, because this is where we're going to announce it. Unfortunately, I cannot announce it here. It's still very confidential, but it is very, very, very exciting. I'm very excited about it.
Okay. So Yoav, any last statement, any things to note for our viewers?
Just remember that we are here to make the payment space much better, much more beneficial for both merchants and consumers. We are a crypto project with real usability. Even now, even today, you don't have to wait 3 weeks until version 2 or 6 months until version 3. Even now, there are some merchants that are already accepting PMA tokens in a simple push transaction, not yet recurring. So we are a utility token and a real payment method for the future.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Yoav. Thank you so much. Okay, viewers, audiences of Crypto Grinders, if you would like to have more details on Puma Payment, we'll post the links below on the Telegram channel and as well as the website. All right. So thank you, Yoav. Thank you so much for your time today, spending with us. And so with that, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Yoav. Take care.
Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.